What is going on, everybody? It's
Jody
and Jary here.
and
today
Alex here. You're not getting me this time. Last time you did. This time, no.
Okay, so I'm very grateful that you grace us with your presence since you're TikTok famous now.
Oh, whatever. Stop it.
Like, she posted a duet, and how many views do you have now?
Like 200 and something.
Good for you, girl.
200,000.
Good job.
Yeah.
The Beyond Average show on TikTok. This is where the game is, the daily game, because that's the YouTube game here, different game. A lot of games going on. Okay, what are you going to talk today about?
Okay, so today we're going to talk about balance. We're going to break this down to two segments. The importance of balance and how to actually balance your life. This is really hard, especially if you have so much going on in your life. You know, you have a job, maybe kids, you're a spouse, you have a family life, family obligations, whether that's kids or just parents, cousins, sisters, siblings, whatever. We all have something going on, or we're all a part of something. If you're a prospering human, that's likely. So obviously, you need to juggle all this out without feeling like you're being strained and you feel like you're being pressured and you feel like you're being fatigued. But in life, and I heard this before when I was younger, I don't know where, but in life, there is a balance to everything. In everything, for everything. And we're going to give you some examples the more we talk.
Great. Well, first of all, before we say that, myself, okay, that's a personal opinion. I don't like the word balance too much because it's just something that you kind of strive for, but you never achieve it. Some sectors of your life, they fall, and some sectors of your life, they're picking back up, you know, and you try to balance it out, right?
Right.
So it's a constant jungling act. Now, before we go through this, I want to tell you something. I'm a huge fan of merging your life. This entire podcast is an example of that, okay? If you think that you don't have enough time and you try to balance things out, like you said, you know, you try to do something together.
Yeah.
So like you can merge your life together, find things to do together. While you're being productive, you can spend time together. It doesn't have to be like all lollipops and friggin' flowers, you know?
Well, we could talk about more like the juggling act and we'll talk about that more in segment 2. But the importance of it is that if you do too much, you overwhelm yourself. If you do too little, you're not productive and you're not getting anything done. So let's give you guys a couple of examples, right? Because even if this doesn't pertain to you per se, this can also pertain to your actions in life. If you look at some things that we do, right? If you eat too much, you get fat. If you eat too little, you're not healthy. If you are a risk taker, if you take too much risk, you might lose something or you might get hurt. If you don't take enough risk, then you're a coward and you're not really living a fulfilled life. What about money? If you spend too much money, you tell us.
If you spend, well, I think you covered this a little bit. What just you said, like about the risk, I mean, you wanna invest whatever you're willing to kind of lose, and you don't want to place your bets on something that you have to make calculated risks. That's what it's all about, in life and in financial terms. You have to make a risk, which makes sense. There is always a risk of losing money, time, whatever, choices.
Right, but let's stay on the balance thing here.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I mean. You gotta make a calculated risk, just like you said. You make a calculated risk according to the information you have at the time, financially or in any other way, right? There is always a risk of losing.
Yeah.
So, don't spend your money, invest it.
So you have to ask yourself, like, where is your middle? You can be, like doing something, like it can go for any characteristics, like being silly, right? If you're too silly, people won't take you seriously. If you're not silly enough, you're too uptight.
Too boring.
If you are an angry person, if you're always angry, nobody's going to go near you. But if you're not angry enough, people are going to take advantage of you.
Exactly.
And vice versa, being friendly. If you're too friendly, then, you're going to get taken advantage of. if you're not friendly enough, you know, so it's just like you can look at probably anything in life and be like, you know what, if I do too much of that thing, that's a problem. If I do too little of that thing, that's a problem too. So doing too much and too little always leads to a problem for the most part.
Exactly.
So find your middle ground. Where is the middle? So look at your schedule, look at who you are, whether it's a trait thing or a schedule thing, and ask yourself, where is my middle?
That's true. That's true on a day-to-day basis. But you can look at this a little bit differently too. Now, here's the thing. There is going to be some areas of your life at some point in your life that is going to require more of you. Just like school for you now. Just like work for me at times. That doesn't mean that this should stay like this. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't devote your time right this very moment on what you want to do and what you have to do to go to the next level. But don't let it like... There is this thing, let me tell you a quick story. Now, if you invest in a big fund, right? M1 Finance, for example, if you guys invest in the stock market, lets you do these cute pies where you choose like the companies that you really love, and then there is a percentage of each. Like you can do 20% on Tesla, 20% on Bank of America, 20% on Apple, whatever. And here's the thing, because sometimes, you know, this balance is being lost because sometimes some stocks go better than others. So this 20% might turn into 30%, you know? So there's this button that's called rebalance. So when you hit the rebalance button, the 25% of Apple that was supposed to be 20 goes back to 20, you know? So the idea is this: if at times in life, just like what I explained with the pies, it requires more of you, do it, but go back to where you want to be when this all madness is over. You cannot be using this as an excuse day-to-day basis and be always busy, be constantly at work, be constantly studying, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a good good points. And actually that just brings us into segment 2, because that's exactly what we want to share is like, how do you reach that balance? So that's a good advice. Let me start with the quote of the day to bring us fully into segment 2, which is, balance is the key to everything. What we do, think, say, eat, feel, they all require awareness. And through this awareness, we can grow.
Ooh,
And that's from Cal Fresco. And I want to highlight the awareness part because that's huge into what I think is a key to make balancing healthy and doable.
Yeah, this is amazing. Maybe we should put... you remember the other day we saw a long time ago, what was it? What was his name? The actor Matthew McConaughey talking about... he wasn't talking exactly about balance, but he was talking about how like areas in your life dip and you gotta pick them back up and you don't let anything go down to red. You remember that?
Yeah, that's good.
We can link this up. We're gonna tell you a little bit about this too. So let's start. How to balance?
So I agree with what Alex just said about, you know, juggling and stuff. If you think that you can give all, like your all to everything that you want to do every single day or every single week, whoever told you that lied, because it's impossible. You just can't do everything all in the day. Like you can't devote all of yourself to everything you want. And as an example, me, like I've had so much I had to juggle within the last couple of years. And I think I'm a pretty good balancer. Because at first I was a single mom for 5.5 years. You guys know that already.
Where is it? Hold on. I gotta find this. I
was a full-time worker up until I decided to go back to school. But at one point I was a full-time worker. I was involved in church ministry. I'm very family oriented. I have friends. And then when I decided to go back to school, I was doing school full-time and working part-time. And then I was still involved in school ministry. And then I still had family, friends, and I was able to date and still juggle it all and found time to get married. And still now I'm in school and I have all these things going on. What I can tell you is that I never gave everything every single day my 100%. It's impossible. I look at my schedule. I look at the areas in my life that need it the most when I go into my week or my day, and I focus on that. And like Alex was just saying, sometimes it's okay to leave what you didn't prioritize that week to the following week and attack it then, because
I have to tell you something.
can't do that. Go ahead.
About scheduling. This is something I heard recently driving. You see, when I'm driving, right, I never put music, rarely ever. But I heard this in an interview. I think it was I don't know, as it wasn't Jim Rohn, but somebody in personal development space around 70s. So he's like, hey man. So he was a mentor to many people. I forgot his name, man. I wish I remembered it. Anyway, so somebody goes to him. He's like, how do you manage things? And he was old. He didn't care too much. But he's like, every day I have a list of 6 things. And some days I don't manage to accomplish all of them. But he's like, if I decide that the 6 things need to be done, the next day, the things I didn't do today, I'm going to do tomorrow. So tomorrow I don't have a whole new list of 6 things. I have the things I didn't do today, plus whatever is left from the 6 things. So this way things don't fall behind too much.
That's good advice too.
Yeah, so this was something really interesting I liked. Now, I liked, if you take advice from somebody about balancing your life, that's the right person to do. I schedule 1 hour to work out and it takes me 3. I'm not even working out the entire time. So yeah, this is interesting to me as well. So let's listen.
But that's part that goes back, and that's why I want to key in on the awareness, because you have to be aware of your time. Obviously, being diligent that you are gonna embrace your time, but also being focused on what you need to get through the day. Like you can't just, time is of the essence sometimes, and you need to get things done in order for you to accomplish things and move on to your next levels in life.
Sure.
But that's where awareness comes in. You have to be like, okay, what's going on with me? What do I really need to truly focus on? And, the juggling act. I put it as dancing. It's funny. He just mentioned balancing like a juggling act. I put it like you're dancing with your schedule. You're going to go with the rhythm of what is needed for that season of your life. And obviously when you're dancing, it requires different moves, and it also requires you to just listen to the beat. So listen to your life. What is expected from you? Excuse me.
That's really good.
Like 1 week, look at your schedule like, oh, I really didn't spend time with my kids this week. That's definitely going to happen this week, between how many ever kids you have. Or, that project for work, I'm really going to dedicate 2 hours before I go to bed to just that. Or I'm going to, every afternoon, I'm going to do whatever you want to do. Like, look at your schedule and if it doesn't happen, it's okay. Flow with it. That's a part of the dancing with your schedule. Flow with it. And it's okay if you don't get it done on your time and in your terms, because it will, if you dance right, it will eventually catch up to you and you'll be able to dance with it then.
Very interesting to say. I get a lot out of this too. Okay. So, what else?
So you say something.
I want to say that, guys, I feel your pain, man. It's hard. I just, for me, I don't know if I'm emotional, but if I don't like doing something, man, it might take me forever to do it just because I don't like it. And if I like doing something, I want to keep doing it because I like doing it. So it's just, I am not as aware of time as I should be. I definitely, I know, what's going on, but she's so much better at this, for me, if I schedule an hour to do this thing, whatever it is, I cannot do it in an hour. That's mainly because I'm not doing this thing that hour that I scheduled to do it. I'm doing this and something else, 1,000 other things. But anyway, yeah, she's good at this. And there is a lot of good info here. Like I said, though, if at areas of your life require more attention of you, at some point, make sure you rebalance it. That's really important to me, as an outlook of life. Don't let your business or don't let your relationship or whatever it is get the best of you and let you. An example of that, we all know those. Maybe we are this right now, but somebody gets a girlfriend and they disappear. Like when I was younger, like why? Like they get the best of them. They get all of them. Like what is going on? You cannot let one area of your life like draw so much attention.
So that's the thing, though. You in every season of your life, you're gonna have more of something invested into a particular thing than the other things usually. Like this season of me being in school, let me tell you, my housework has been slacking. Like I clean, but not as much as I used to, or like I don't spend time with my friends and family like that, and it's really devoted to just my husband and kids and stuff like that, because you have to prioritize, and every season requires that, and go back to our necessary losses. It talks a little bit about that, and that doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way. That just means that something's required of you during that particular moment, and that doesn't mean it's going to stay like that forever. It means that you're dancing with a particular thing right now, but you'll switch to a different rhythm in due time. And I know that we want to get everything done and give our all to everything, but it's not about doing it all perfectly. It's about balancing it all proficiently. So it's just, you have to, again, be aware. Don't feel guilty. Have fun with life, because another thing that NF, that's funny, an NF song
this is my
inspired
artist.
me. And I'm still like on that same album that inspired me, that I've been using his stuff, but he makes a rap.
He came out with a new album too,
and I'm still stuck on the 2019 one, but he says something in it. He says, when I finally make it happen, what I come to realize is that I make another goal that doesn't lead to freedom. Ouch. And it's so true. If it's not one thing, it's another. So it's just like, you have to balance it all out before you tick yourself off or you just don't do anything at all.
Two things. Number one, if you are an achiever, sometimes you gotta drop things. Like, I won't lie to you, I wish I could tell you you can do it another way. But you're gonna have to drop things out of your life. You're gonna have to drop habits out of your life. You're gonna have to drop things you used to do and they used to serve you at a time. In order for you to achieve and have a happier life, you're going to have to drop things from your life that don't serve you anymore.
Yeah.
That they might be serving you at some point, but not anymore. Like, honest to God, before I met this gorgeous woman here, I used to eat like Mars every night, and stay up at 2 o'clock, and I loved it. I used to binge watch shows, maybe, show up to work without sleeping at all. I used to love it. I had no regrets. I cannot do this anymore. Mainly because I'm getting older, so I cannot survive without sleep. And mainly because, I'm on a different level right now. And
marriage takes a toll on you.
Yeah. Plus, she really annoys me. She's like, you never care about me. You come home and you put loud this and loud that. I'm trying to sleep. So you cannot. Anyway, this is number one. Number two, it's... think, Alex, what was number two? Oh, number two is this too. Talking about balance, it's really easy, and society promotes this. Society puts a few people up in the pedestal that they used to be really smart in one thing, but take a closer look at them, you'll see their life is messed up. Einstein, Steve Jobs, all these people, they used to be geniuses, sure, work 14-hour days, but this is not what most people strive for.
I love that.
Yeah. So like
you were just saying about Elon Musk and his family.
Yeah, man. Elon is so close to my heart, so I won't talk bad about Elon. But let's go back to Steve Jobs, which he was cool, but he's dead. Anyway, when are we gonna get a Tesla?
Keep talking.
So, that is the thing. We strive to be these people, but these people usually are like D-bags to others, or these people usually they don't have a marriage that you should strive for. So here's the thing. I really like this idea of finding experts or people that you really like how they do marriage, how they do business, and getting the best out of them. like, as ideas or like how they do them, and then creating your own self through that,
That's good.
Because unfortunately, like Elon, let's talk about Elon. Like, he was sleeping in his factory for like a month straight, He wasn't leaving it because, well, he felt that he had a better understanding of what's missing if he slept there, He's a billionaire sleeping in his freaking factory.
Yeah.
Great. That's why he accomplished what he does. Do you want to do this? And another thing is, on top of that, it's funny because, like, for me, I'm a guy. I bet most guys think like this. We love financial freedom. I bet you do too. But like, I think it's bigger when it comes to like men kind of mentality where you don't have to stress about money, think about money, do whatever you want, whenever you want. Ladies the same way. I don't think there is a difference, but I mean, I'm talking for guys. And we focus so much on financial freedom that we lose the freedom of our time. And there is no bigger freedom than being free to do whatever you want, whenever you want. For what? Like, what is the difference between $1 million or $10 million? There is a huge difference. But does it make such a huge difference that you have to work like so much more that you don't have time for your family or friends? So don't strive to balance just your game on business. Strive to balance your life. This is the idea,
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. And that's the point too. So that way you don't miss out on anything too. Like, take advice, like he was just saying, from people you admire, but also learn from their mistakes. Like, yeah, I got, $10 billion in the bank, but at what cost did it cost you to not have that time with your family, and miss out on that, or friends, or laughter, or more just living loosely, taking more trips, like, again, that's the balance. Working too much is not a good thing. Working too little is not a good thing either. Where's the middle? Again, you have to ask yourself that, because, and then obviously other people, have different values, right? Like, what's your value? Like, and ask yourself, what is it worth? Like, do I care if I miss out on X, Y, and Z, or can I live with that, But again, I really think that still balancing for everybody is important, whether that's a personality or your schedule or how you look at life,
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, like, I'm very hungry. I've said this again. You are too, but I mean, I want a lot from life. But if you have nobody to share it with, you are gonna be miserable as hell. Like, if your reasons are not bigger, I'm gonna go back to the financial game, but like you said, like, you have $10 million, but nobody to share it with.
Yeah.
This is a very sad life, And it's funny because I'm gonna go back to Tony one more time. Tony talks a lot about merging your life, merging other people to like, and making them find meaning and create your dreams within a structure, so everybody like wins. But he's like, when I went to Fiji, he has a resort there, and Tony's a billionaire. Like, most of you don't know that, but he's a billionaire. But he doesn't talk about money as much. Anyway, so he's like, I went to Fiji and I was trying to do all these people. They were so nice and they had no idea about what's going on to, like, the US. And I was trying to do things for them. Like, what can I do to, like, take care of you? And like, what are you talking about? These guys, they lived by the beach. They were collecting coconuts and stuff. Like, what do you want to do for us? Like, we're the happiest men alive, and you have to look at your lifestyle. If you're not happy and you think that something is going to make you happy, you have to find what that is too, So balance comes with knowing what you want from life as well,
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise you're spilling your wheels in place.
Awareness. Key.
Imagine living in Fiji and an American billionaire comes in, like, what can I do for you? You couldn't care.
Can I, like, go in your mansion and just, I don't know.
Oh, but why do you not be in a mansion if you live by the beach every day?
Maybe he has an indoor pool. I would prefer that.
I don't know, man. It's so funny because you know how, like, even me and you now, right? Sometimes we talk about having a house by the beach, so we are able to, like, chill and relax and stare at the sea and stare at the view and, like, this and that. And hopefully, if God blesses us, we will have that. But we can do this right now,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
we do this backwards.
Maybe not live, but
Yeah,
at
but
least visit.
But we do this as backwards as the society. We want to work the 20 years of our life. So the rest of our life, we can just chill by the beach. You can chill by the beach right now, you know?
Yeah.
So you can get like 80% of the result with like whatever. Now, yeah, you won't have a mansion right by the beach, but you can enjoy that, you know? You don't have to like waste 20 years of your life. And so you can, we do this backwards. I'm telling you, like we really do.
That's why but that's the thing. It's because sometimes people get too caught up not balancing. This is why this podcast is so important, because if you balance it all, you don't have to wait to the last moment to enjoy your life because you want to give it all then. No, you can do it now while you're juggling, while you're dancing throughout your schedule. Like you can make that happen. You got to be aware. You got to factor it in, and you have to just flow with it.
The only thing that has to be out of balance is the like ratio. So you hit the like, you don't hit the dislike, and this is good for us in the algorithm, and smash the like button.
Yes. Well, I'm pretty much done. I want to say one thing, and then I guess I'll let you wrap up. But if there's one advice I would give to my younger self, I saw that.
Like wrap the present.
If there's one advice I would give to my younger self is remember balance. Don't stress yourself with doing or being too much. And don't lose yourself by being or doing too little. So,
if there was one advice I would give to myself, to my younger self, is if you have a dream, don't listen to anybody and what they say. It's your dream, not their dream. It has nothing to do with balance. But
what the heck?
Yeah, protect it and go for it as early as you can. Because it's your dream, it's nobody else's dream. So if it's your dream, it's there for you. God put it there to you. Other people won't understand it or realize it or comprehend it for whatever it's worth. So go for it as early as you can, since we're sharing about younger selves. Okay. So with that said, guys.
Like, subscribe, smash the ring bell, and we'll see you next time. Did I get it all?
Yes, and we upload this on Sundays now. So if you're watching this, you're watching it on Sunday. Catch me up on Thursday talking about money. And we love you guys. And if she keeps supporting us here, because I mean TikTok likes her a lot. So now that she has billions of followers.
Yeah, whatever. Oh my god.
She might know I might have to do this solo because she's too busy.
I didn't even talk in that TikTok.
She's too busy.
I just nodded my head.
Too busy.
Go check us out on our social media.
Yeah, follow us, the Beyond Average Show. We love you guys so much.
Bye.
Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on